Hello and welcome back.
Hey, Sarah.
to Hello Sunday.
Hello.
We have here Lisa with Jules Jules. We have here Zach with Utah Bought and Gone, and Sarah Styles with Sarah Styles LLC. And Evolving Always, we have Terry, the beautiful, lovely Terry. And today, of course, like all days, we are going to talk about our highs and lows, and we're going to set a small improvement for the following week. But in between, we're just going to have a little bit of fun. You know what I mean? Just a little discussion about what we have been doing with our weeks and everything. So everybody that is in the chat, Erin, I see Erin just came in. Welcome. I do appreciate you joining, love. And so I'm just going to start with my high and my low of the week. I will say that I'll start with the low. That way I can end on a high note. The low was my high and my low. Oh, let me turn this down. It's an echo. Okay. So my low was just that I didn't realize, I think I went too long without realizing that I needed to take a break. And I do that. You know, that's how I am, you know. But then the drawback to that is it takes you a little bit longer to bounce back. So I had to take like a couple days just to like get my body to get back into the groove of things and that sort of thing. So I really needed a break, but I just had a lot of things too outside of just work, but in my personal life as well. Like my brother got into the hospital and stuff. So I needed to just go ahead and just take a break. It was just too much stuff all at once. So I did that. So that was my low. And then my high was when I came back, I was like, it was like a rubber band or so. I don't know, like it bounced back like, bing! Like I was back real strong. So, and my attitude is like better than ever. So, I mean, I think like I said, I just needed that break. You know what I mean? And that once I got that break, now I'm good. I see Talking with Tonio showed up. How you doing? Talking about our highs and lows so far. So I'm just going to go as I see it on the screen. So next up is Lisa with Jules Jules. We're just talking about our highs and lows for the week. And maybe a brief introduction, just brief, you know.
Okay. Lisa Jules Jules 1632 on Instagram, Jules Jules on TikTok, and Lisa Jules 13 on TikTok, and Jules Jules on YouTube. It's all out there. Y'all figure it out. Anyway, my high... let's start with the low. I'm gonna start with the low. So my low was that unfortunately I will be putting out a little tutorial on this, but I learned how to submit unpaid cases on eBay. And unfortunately you have to do that anytime you have someone who says that they're going to purchase something and then they do not. So I had to do that 3 times this week.
Not gonna have to do it anymore though. Are you on management? Are you on management?
Now it's set up, and I guess it does it itself after.
No, but you're going to be able to cancel now with the new seller update that they put out in April. If you're on managed payments, you don't have to do unpaid cases anymore. You can, make sure, don't just cancel an item, make sure that it goes through. But with the new seller updates in April, it's April, right? I took a nap before this. So. It's April, right? No, with the new seller updates, you're not gonna have to do an unpaid case anymore. It's I think 2 or 3 days. Look at the documentation, and then you can just cancel. You don't have to do unpaid cases anymore.
See, y'all, this is why y'all need to show up to Hello Sundays, because we talk about stuff and then we share. Okay. So y'all be here every Sunday. But so I did have to submit those 3, one of which was one of our largest sales to date, relisted that item, and then someone bought it, buy it now. So turned $14.99 into $260. That's my high. So.
Hey, that's a good amount of money. I'll take it. Yeah. So let's go with, as I see it on my screen, I know you guys don't know Zach, but I remember I saw Zach at the beginning of my Instagram journey. I started following him, and I've been following him ever since. He's a great guy. But I'm going to just let him talk about himself. So we'll go with Zach. Tell us a little bit about you. Like, where are you? Utah? No.
Yeah. I'm out in Utah. My Instagram name is Utah Bought and Gone, as well as YouTube and TikTok. And I've been doing eBay for about part-time for probably since I was about 15 years old. And I finally went full-time with it back in January. I got sick of working that job and called it quits and just started going with it. And, I've been absolutely happy and making my own schedule and things like that. As far as my high and my low, they're kind of the same thing. So I didn't have the kids on Friday, so I hung out with my wife all day Friday and Saturday morning. And then I hung out with some friends all day Saturday. So I didn't do any work. So that was the high, but I didn't do any work. So that's the low. And I don't have any sales really this weekend, but that's just how it goes, right? You guys know how it goes. So if you're full time, it's hard to mix both, especially when you're working for yourself. So, but I enjoyed it.
You said you know that work and you didn't get it, or you had fun, but you didn't get the work done. So
It's gonna make me fall out every time.
You know what? In the middle of the week, though, I was excited though that I got to take that break, because when I tell you how good I felt, even though I do love Instagram and I love doing what I got to do, I said to myself, well, maybe I need to be trying to have a little break, or maybe I need to do more breaks throughout the day. Maybe that's, something like that, or something, or maybe you just take a whole day off every week, where you only do maybe just drop the post on Instagram or something. I know there's apps that do it for you, I guess. I've never done that, but I was like, maybe I could do that, you know what I mean? Like, but just dropping a post, if you already have it ready, that only takes a minute to drop. But my thing is, I like to engage. So I'm like, before I drop, I usually drop, and I engage more. So it's like, I wouldn't be really breaking from that, but maybe that could be like on Sundays or one day a week. That's the only thing I do. You know what I mean? Like, just do that, and that's that on that. You know what I'm saying? Because I actually like engaging on Instagram. But anyways, we'll go to Sarah next with highs and lows for the week.
Hello. Speaking of days off, today's mine, and I'm here with you guys because I can't say no, and I love Brittany. I'm so excited. I know Terry, excited to get to know Lisa and Zach as well. But I think it's so important when you work from home and you are an entrepreneur to figure out ways to take time off, because it is so easy to get right now in this. My highs and lows, I wrote it down, Zach, so I am not copying from you, but mine is one and the same as well.
Put it down.
I did. So I don't want you to think that I'm like copying off of you, but mine is one and the same too. So this last month, I did a video this week. It's one of my best videos on my YouTube. I'm really trying to put the grind in on YouTube and get good videos there. But the video is about, I had one of my best months ever. I hit 10K. I think it's the second time that I've ever hit 10K, which is a huge high. But the video is about how 10K is an amazing gross number, but I get into how much money I actually bring home after cost of goods and expenses and taxes. Guys, taxes suck. I mean, we all have to pay them, but when you're doing it for yourself, I'm at 40% almost. So that was my high. I had a great month in March, a great YouTube video, but I am showing the highs and lows of reselling. You have these great months, and I'm not putting 10K in my bank account. I wish, but I'm not.
Sarah, where are you?
Great question. Yes, I am in Colorado. I didn't give an intro. I am Sarah Stiles from Sarah Stiles. I'm Sarah from Sarah Stiles LLC. I am in Colorado. I am a reseller, mom of 3 kids. I work about 15, 20 hours a week reselling, and I have digital products. So I focus on data and analytics in my social media journey.
And that is not small either. You try to just throw it in there like it's a little something. But she has all types of products. It's really good stuff. I'm kind of guilty. Like, I purchased all of them, and I still haven't put it all together yet, because analytics is not really my thing. I do keep track of stuff, but analyzing all the numbers, it is kind of scary in a way. You know what I mean? Like, if you see everything right there, but it's a good thing. So definitely I'm not going to downplay her there. I'll probably drop her link here in the chat shortly. But I did want to say hi, because I noticed some maybe a few new friends, and some friends that I already know, like Regina, and then Hemlock Lady Mercantile. I'm not sure if I'm pronouncing that correctly. And then Geeky Niche. Love me some Geeky Niche. Who else do we have? And then Chris. I have Chris, so welcome, Chris. I don't know who has. I guess I can't see who has wrenches and who doesn't. I don't know how to add them during the broadcast, but what I used to do is go back and because everybody that comes to this chat gets a wrench, so I'll go back and add those in later. We got Talking with Tonio, your marketing man. If you want to know anything about marketing, put him up, watch his YouTube channel. So actually, Talking with Tonio, if you want to add your link to the chat, that'd be good. Anybody that has a link, they'll add your link. You can spam the chat. It's okay. But Aaron says, Aaron Full PDX says, I bought a dashboard, but I haven't used it yet, scared of breaking it. Exactly. I'm like,
Okay, so am I on you? No, I'm not on you. I was just DMing her back because I don't want to take over the chat, but you're not. I am a team of one for IT for these dashboards, so I can't be sending, like, I cannot do IT all day, every day. But you'll be fine. And if you break it, send me a DM. Like, we will work it out. It's not, I just make it sound really scary in the how-to video because I can't be having 100 people send me DMs. How do I do this? How do I do this? I want to make sure that you follow the video. But Aaron and Brittany, I know you guys. Like, send me a DM. And even if I don't, like, I'm good with customer service and helping you guys out. Don't be too scared to start. We'll get you there.
okay. And then we've got Rhonda in the house. Sometimes my mind goes blank on people's names. Don't get mad. Oh, my goodness, lady. I can't remember your name. If you want to put your name in the chat, but it says, Brittany, I can drop a link if anyone is interested in a jewelry auction I'm doing tonight. So if you have, if anybody is interested in like a jewelry auction, you can watch her live. And I am subscribed. But if you just want to drop your link, Hemlock Lady, drop your link. And that way, anybody that wants some jewelry, which I may need some jewelry soon if I can get something on one of these fingers. But, but I don't know that I'll do that auction stuff. But anyway, next, we have Love Perry, Evolving Always. What is your highs and your lows for the week? That's what we're talking about. If you want to drop your highs and lows for the week into the chat, drop them and I'll read it back once Carrie is done explaining hers or sharing hers.
I know what you mean. Hello, everyone. I'm Terry Lynn, Evolving Always on all platforms. So my high for this, well, I'll go with my low and I'll end with my high. So my low for this week is I made a grave error and I had to pay for it. So lesson learned. It's all good. My for the week is the 66,000 people that Clubhouse decided to, be able to be monetized. I was one of the 66,000 that made the cut yesterday. So I'm now monetized on Clubhouse. So that's pretty much it. And all that good stuff. And Brittany, thank you for doing this. I love this show. It's so awesome.
Look, I had to do it. On the Clubhouse monetization. Wow. It's already so good. And then for you to have
I love it. I love it.
This is me. While you on Clubhouse with money, this me. On the keyboard, pecking all day long. But anyway, if I can turn it off. Now that's the problem. So I got the buttons and I can't turn the doggone thing. I'm trying to turn them off. They're just buttons. So anyway, let's see if anybody has anything. No, nothing from everybody. I wanted to see how you guys went. Tina said my high got my move day, my low got my back has been hurting. But I'm getting ready to move too. I actually have to move coming up in the next 2 weeks. I gotta move, unfortunately, in the middle of the summer. So I'm gonna be having to get rid of even more stuff coming up. But that's what it is. What it is. Moving bites. Nobody wants to move. When you get ready to call somebody to try to help you with moving, half the time it's like, remember I was moving this weekend. Oh yeah, like nobody really wants to even help you move. So yeah, I just get movers though. I don't know about everybody else, but whenever I have to move now, I just get movers. Hopefully
we moved this time last year, and so I don't know if y'all remember what was happening this time last year. Everything was shut down. It was awful because you couldn't like nowhere was open. It had like the pandemic had just started and we couldn't even like really find movers because like, we didn't know what the protocol was. Can we wear a mask and can they come in your house? And I have little kids and no one would watch my children. And so me and my husband moved to our 5-bedroom house with a 2 and a 4-year-old. By ourselves in the middle of a pandemic. And I had a pinched nerve at the time. It was awful. So we are never moving again. This is our forever.
That's not good.
See, when it's time for me to move, I gave birth to some kids. And
I don't blame you there. The forever house, I like that.
Is everybody like kind of staying put where they're at, or you have to move soon? Like, do you own, should I say? Like, so now do you own, Sarah?
Yeah, we owned before. We just got a bigger house because we were thankful for during the pandemic. We would have been killing each other in that little house. All 3 kids at home, remote learning. Both of us working from home, and yeah. So we owned before, sold it, and then bought again.
Okay.
And when I say that, we owe a lot of money to the bank.
What about you, Lisa? Are you staying put, or are you?
Well, I rent, and once I finally get that ring on my finger too, we plan to build, but we missing that essential piece right there first.
I
hope I said it loud enough for him to hear me. I hope I said it loud enough for him to hear me out in that living room. I'm just saying.
What about you, Utah Pine? And you have a wife, right?
Yeah. So I'm married, and we just recently moved back in January. So we moved about 20 minutes from our old house, and instead of selling it, we decided to rent it out because I want to start getting into buying rental properties. So we got our first rental this year, which is super exciting. It was a pain in the butt. We had to do a lot of painting. We didn't hire anybody out. So January and February, that's all we were doing was fixing up that other house, and finally got renters in, and we're making some good money on it, which is great because that was the whole goal. So
exactly.
Yep.
Are you managing it yourself, or do you have like a managing company? Because it sounds like such a pain to have to deal with renters.
I posted it on my Instagram, and I asked tons of people because there was actually quite a few people that have rental properties. And they all said the same thing. They said if you have like 1 to 3 rental properties, do it yourself. And then once you start getting into more rental properties, just hire somebody because it's too much work.
Agreed. It's kind of like Airbnb in that sense. You know what I mean? But Airbnb is even worse because it's like every other day somebody's getting out of there, every other week. You need a manager. I think if you have more than 2 of those, you kind of need somebody to manage all of that. Because going back and checking and doing this, unless it's down the street from your house, even then, it's just a lot of running back and forth. So you might want to get a manager on that one. But I think it's a good idea. To do an Airbnb, you make more money than you would with the renters, but it's more hassle. Like you have more to deal with because they're in and out all the time. So it's just something to think about. But I do own. I just don't own here. In the next house that I get, I don't want to sell it until hopefully I'm married. So like next year we're planning on it. So once that happens, then I'll let the house go. I just don't want to let it go right now because I'd rather buy it together. You know what I mean? So like if I have it, I'll just wait and then we could buy it together. But that's that on that. And it's to answer your question too, Sarah, on that, like actually the landlording, like, and I'm here in Texas and my house is in Oklahoma, is actually it's not too bad. I mean, but when something goes wrong and you just wish you could just go see, you can't. You know what I mean? Because like I'm not just going to drive for hours to see what went wrong with the microwave or the stove or whatever.
Yep.
But it's all about your contract too, because you can put in your contract something that says you have to pay like the first 25, 50, or 75, whatever your limit is of the repair. That kind of stops them from just calling you for little small things. I'm like, come on, you could have did a YouTube video on that. I'm over there, unplug the microwave, replug it back in, boom, it's working.
That's what I used to do for a living.
IT 101, right? Turn it off and turn it back on. Like
Exactly.
That was my career that I just got laid off from, except for I did it for retail instead of residential. So we plan to do like Zach and eventually use our profits from our reselling to purchase houses and I'll manage probably the first 3 or so because that's what I've done for years.
Yeah.
It's smart to get into. You can make good money from having properties.
Yes.
No doubt
Oh, yeah.
about it.
We need.
Yeah,
we
I
need
know for
to-
me personally,
Yeah. What I was gonna say was, since this week was so challenging for me, I just thought maybe somebody else, perhaps in the audience, perhaps might have had a challenging week as well. So I thought we would go around and talk about one thing in your past. It doesn't have to be this week, but just something that you went through, maybe a little short story that you went through, something hard or challenging that you had to go through, and then like maybe how you got through that. Like, how did you work to get through that? Because I think, like I said, we don't have the room, Terry, anymore that it's okay to be okay. I think we should probably bring it back and have it maybe once a week, because people just be going through. I mean, I went through my own stuff here this week. And then in our engagement group, me and Terry, we were in an engagement group, we talked about this mental health and just, taking care of yourself. And so sometimes you go through challenges, and what you do when you go through that. So my little small story, I can say the time, something that was serious that, really affected me. There was 2 things. One, the biggest thing was when my daughter was born early. But that one is just so crushing, you know what I mean? Because you leave the hospital without your child, it's a lot, you know what I mean? So that's one thing. If you've ever had a child early and have your child in the NICU, that is a lot, because you have postpartum stress. You don't know what to do with yourself, you know what I mean? But how do you get through that? I had faith. I prayed, you know what I mean? And I know not everybody does that, but that's something that got me through, because I didn't feel like there was anybody else out there that was resonating with what I was going through. You know what I mean? It's harder when, it's like when you do resale, everybody kind of goes through, the buyers don't pay, they go through what they go through. But when you have the baby and then there's nobody out there, at that time, I felt like there was nobody out there that knew what I was going through at that time. So I think that was probably the hardest thing that I went through. But I just kind of kept faith. That's really all I could do, and just go see her a couple times a day. Because otherwise I was going to be a whole basket case, because I didn't know if she was going to get out of there or not. But she ended up getting out, and she's fine. Now she's 13. She has ADHD, but it's not a bad case of ADHD. It's, I do too. So, she inherited it from me. That's that or that. But, the only thing I could say is I did have good family, family that did surround me during that time. But mainly it was just the prayer and just seeing my daughter, just being able to go up there and knowing that she was okay. So I wouldn't, be a basket case every day. I felt like a basket case, so I would cry out of nowhere. You know what I mean? Cause that's why I said it was probably postpartum. You know what I mean? But
the hormones after birth are just wild. I mean, your body is, and not having the baby there, right? Your hormones want that baby. Yeah, it's wild.
I just saw Tina's.
It will go to Lisa, just something that maybe was difficult for you. It could be this week, or it could just be in life like mine.
I think one of the hardest phases in my life was probably when I decided to ask my then husband to leave, because he did not have a married mindset. And before asking him to leave, I had been a server on the weekends so that I could stay home with our sons during the week. So once I asked him to leave, I became the single mother of 4 boys, and serving. That was in 2007 when the economy dropped out. So serving wasn't going to suffice any longer. So I eventually found another job, and I was working 80 hours for 2.5 years. I literally only had off 10 days in 2.5 years. Could not have made it through one without my faith and prayer. And then my 2 oldest sons helping raise my 2 youngest sons. Couldn't have made it through without them. But that 2.5 years of struggle, but I wouldn't go back on any of it, because all my sons have a great work ethic now.
Right. That's what I think happened to me. I realized that my mom was working all the time, and so I was like, I need to work too so I can contribute my part. So I started working at 15, and I never stopped working since. She was like, "You sure you want to start?" I was like, "Yeah," because I wanted to make sure that I was able to help out with something, so she wouldn't feel like she had to do everything. You know what I mean? But then I got to working, and I was kind of like you at some point where I worked way too many hours for too many years, working in retail. But anyway, same thing. You just keep the faith, and your family lifts you up, and that's that on that, and then you get through. How about you, Zach? You have anything like a struggle?
Yeah. So I don't know if you guys heard earlier. I told you I started eBay at 15. That's because I had my first son at 16, and that was a crazy event in my life. I ended up getting full custody at 18, and so I've always had eBay on the side, just making the extra income. And I think having him gave me the drive to have a side hustle, because nobody really wants to work after work, right? And so with him, it was just something I had to do, and I enjoyed it, and I just slowly started enjoying it more and more. And that's, it was a hard time in my life, but I think it was, something that really pushed me forward. So that's probably my
That's awesome. Sarah.
Y'all have some good stuff. I mean, this past year has honestly been really hard. With having 3 children at home, remote learning, we only put them back in school in February. So having a 3-year-old, a 6-year-old, and then my oldest is special needs, autistic, ADHD, learning disabilities, you name it. And so trying to just be with them. I mean, it sounds awful, but y'all are parents, right? Just not have a babysitter for a year straight, but then on top of that, taking on the stress of being a homeschooling parent and having the stress of their education is all on you right now. And everything, that, and I'm not, I went to school to be a high school math teacher, but not like kindergarten and not for special needs. And so this year is just, it's a last year into this year now. I feel like it's slowly getting better because they're in school, but we just had a case at the kids' school, so they'll probably be home this week. But the 2020 just being with them and having to take that on was really hard. I think what got me through it the most is I see a counselor, and just being able to have someone talk to about it. I've done EMDR as well about around some anxiety, and I mean, I guess I don't know that I really have fully gotten through it. It's been a traumatic year, I think, for all of us. But yeah, this past year was really hard. And I had hopes and dreams for as far as business goes too, hopes and dreams, all of my kids would be in school in the fall. And then now I'm their teacher and I'm doing all of that. And all of my things had to be pushed aside, which is what it is to be a parent, but it sucks. Especially when you're planning on it.
That is so true. That's how I felt when the pandemic hit and then I had to become a teacher. I'll tell you what, because pretty much they need somebody to be there right by them. So then everything that I had planned, I really didn't get to do, as I didn't get to go as hard as I would have otherwise. But it's worth it. It's your kid. Why you're doing what you do is for them. So it's worth the slowdown for a little bit. So how about you, Terry? Evolving always.
Oh, I'm 52, guys, so I got a ton of stories to share, but I won't bore y'all to death. So I will keep it simple. First of all, all of y'all are amazing. I love all the stories I've heard so far, but I'll just keep it brief and go to one story, I guess, impacted me probably recently. I had got into this stock. I bought a ton of it. This was probably about 2 years ago. Yeah, 2 years ago. I bought tons of the stock because everybody was like, this stock is going to be, what, the blah, 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 yada, yada, on and on, so forth. So I bought a whole bunch of it because I was trying to I wanted to be a millionaire. And that's why I kept packing up on this stock. I said, this stock is going to make me a millionaire. I said, it's happening. I had made all these plans. I knew it was going to happen. This is happening. I was getting all the sales, making contacts here and there, making all my plans for the other things that I was going to do. I was going to buy some apartment complexes. I had already got up with some real estate agents and everything. It was crazy. And to make a long story short, it didn't happen, folks. But, I learned from it. I learned a lot, actually. And I didn't let it crush me to the sense that I stopped. I still invest. I didn't lose money. I just didn't make the money I wanted to make. You know what I mean? So it was like, it could have been worse. I could have lost money, which I did not. I just didn't make that 7 figures I was aiming for. But it happens. That's life.
Yes, thank you so much for sharing, though, because sometimes we feel like that, you make this big leap and you make a big investment and you feel like, dang, did I make the right decision? You know what I mean? Especially when it's a lot of money on the line. I've been there. You know what I mean? I did it with cell phones, especially every time I spent $500 or $600 on a cell phone to flip. I was like, gosh, and I was doing this every other day. So it was like I had never seen so much money keep rolling through my hands physically at one time. I was like, you always have money. What is going on? It's good. But at the same time, it was like, and then my eBay numbers, how you get your 90-day total? My 90-day total started saying 15,000, 16,000 because of the cell phone. And I was like, yes, I'm selling that much, but I'm really only making in between 100 to 300 per phone. But it just seemed like so much. You know what I mean? But they like that, though. The eBay algorithm likes that because I think, you're selling in a category that obviously Apple phones is probably in the top 10 or maybe the top 5 even, you know what I mean? So it sells that, quickly. And then you have all your other stuff that helps that stuff sell too, because you're getting so many eyes and so much traffic. I think that's how eBay works. Sarah's shaking her head a little bit. She might know more about it at this point than I do because I haven't been doing eBay as strong as I did in the beginning because I was just doing eBay. It's different when you're only doing one thing. You have more of an opportunity to actually read through the spring seller update, which I have not done. I'd rather watch a video or watch Rockstar Flipper talk about what's the hot stuff in there.
Yeah.
Yeah. But no, that's where I'm coming from with that. But anyway, I didn't want to get too off track. I did want to say hi to whoever else has joined us. I saw a few new people. Geeky Nisha already, we already acknowledged her, but Nisha is awesome. If you need an Amazon coach or just need any type of anything that has to do questions about Amazon, that girl will hook you up. So she's Geeky Nisha on IG as well. Tanya, I just love her. She's an educational queen. You know what I mean? If you need a good book to read, holler at her. She'll hook you up. So, but she says Tanya's doing live tonight at 9:30 p.m. Eastern Standard. That's a check-in with me and tell me how you're doing. I need to go ahead and check in. I might have to go ahead and join. So, Tanya, if you want to drop a link, it's an IG live. Never mind. So it won't be like YouTube or anything like that. I think. Oh, she already put a link in here. Okay, good. I'm late. I'm catching up on the cat. I'm sorry. Your brother Tanya's IG, and then Tanya says my son was in the NICU, and yes, prayer got me through. They would call me every night and say stop breathing. So he's 17 now. Is a man that keeps us all in check. I love it. It's a good story, though. You know what I mean? But it is scary. I tell you, when they're in there, it's scary. Or they tell you your baby's only going to be a couple of pounds. It's scary to start, but it's nice when it ends up like mine. All she needed to do was eat and grow. And she's great now. And getting on my nerves sometimes, too. Like all kids do. But save your first. I just wanted to say hi. I saved your first quite a bit in other chats. And Regina has her own YouTube channel as well. She is awesome. And she said she's enjoying this real talk. She has some good real talks in between her, talks about eBay and her reselling and what she does as well. Awesome. So you should definitely check out her channel. I love Regina, real down to earth, Let's see. Eric started working by babysitting and delivering papers at 10ish. I did delivering papers as well. That we talked about on Derek's show. We did the candy store thing. You know what I mean? I had a candy at my house. We sold from the house. Yes, we did. We were the candy lady. Hi, Wendy. I'm so glad Wendy could make it. Team Wendy in a little bit. Okay, so I don't know. What did Zach do that was amazing? I'm trying to remember. No, I'm just kidding. I'm wrong.
Because we showed up.
Okay, just being here. That's enough. Lisa says she's blushing. We all are amazing. Oh, hi, Victoria. I have not seen her. I know I haven't been there in a little bit, but it's like the time that her shows. She has like a morning show, and it's really fun. I love her morning show. Like anytime that you're up early enough to get on there, I think it depends on where you're at. I know we're all like in different areas, but if you want to drop your link, Victoria, you should. And then if you're up in the morning and you just want some morning inspiration, she's real bright and everything. I like listening in on her in the morning. It's kind of like your favorite show on the radio in the morning when you're on your way to work. Kind of like that. Geekany says, thanks everyone. He's a welcome pain in my side now as a 15-year-old boy that eats everything. It seems like that's just what all the teenagers do. They all, girl or boy, they eat a lot of food. Like as I said, like at some point, like my daughter was like 9, and I was like, why is she ordering the same exact thing as I'm getting number 7? How are you getting number 7? Wait a minute, how are you able to eat the same amount that I'm able to eat? But they start early, eating up you out of a house and a home. She said she can't drop it without a wrench. Oh, so it won't show up as a link without the wrench. So, okay, what I've been doing for the wrenches, guys, because I'm still kind of new to giving them out, I go back. Like after the chat's over, I go back and then I give everybody wrenches because me doing it while I'm trying to talk is, I think, too much for me. Like, I don't think I can do both at the same time,
At least you go back. I have like 2 moderators on my channel. So hopefully no one ever comes in and like tries to spam my lives because I always forget to go back and do them. So I have like 2 moderators. And one is my husband who never comes on anymore. So
oh, Tasha Trotter says, love hearing everyone's ups and downs. Yeah, because everybody has them like every week. Nothing is good all the time. Got to be real. That's why on IG I try to drop something that sometimes is not always the good. You know what I mean? Sometimes it's not. Yes, they do. She said she has a 13-year-old and they're always hungry. I'm hungry. Look, how many times a week do you guys cook? Do you guys cook? Sarah, do you cook?
No. Get out of here. I am like the worst housewife ever. I hate cooking and I hate cleaning. My husband, so we do e-meals, which if you guys are busy and you don't like spending a lot of money, it finds you recipes and gives you the shopping list, and then you can connect it to your grocery store and you just pick it up. So it's like HelloFresh, but like $13 a year, not like HelloFresh.
Right.
And I'm not an affiliate or anything, but anyway, so we use them. So we get like 3 recipes a week. And the only time they get cooked is when my husband's going to do it. Because, like, I don't like following directions. I don't like having to find all the recipe. So, like, I cooked Costco frozen meal last night for dinner. If I have to cook tonight, it'll be, like, eggs and bacon. But, like,
that counts.
Yeah.
Hey, you know what? I'm down with that, Sarah. Eggs and bacon are okay with me.
It's a weekly thing. And we do it weekly because it's easy.
The best thing about this pandemic, the absolute best thing about the pandemic is my boyfriend has become very domesticated and he has learned to cook some recipes. So we have a deal. He's like, as we travel to each other's house because he's 2 hours away, somebody cooks dinner. And I said, no, baby, I provide dinners. I don't cook them.
Gotta get it straight, right?
I'm with Sarah all day.
I make sure you eat, but I'm not going to be doing all that cooking. Yeah, I mean, maybe twice a week is what I have been trying to do, but some weeks are busier than others, and I may or may not. So I'm not even going to say that I always do. You know what I'm saying? Like, not always, but I have plenty of salads on deck. Now I can grab those salads quickly. Like if I'm hungry, I just grab a pre-made salad so I can just, so I'm not just eating the wrong thing all the time. You know what I mean? Like at least I'm getting something good. But I actually fast. So most of the day I'm not really eating. So if I do eat early, it'll be that salad first. And then after I get my daughter from school, I'll eat with her. So we eat together every day. And that's that on that. You know what I mean? Like, so, because I know I'm not going to eat until like 4 or 5. So I might need a salad or a piece of cracker or something. Like a morsel.
Well, I like to share what I had today. I'm gonna share what I had today. I've had 2 protein shakes so far today. That's what I've had. 2 protein shakes.
Wow.
I know, it's crazy. And I really need to do better. So I'm too busy, is what it is. But I've got to do much better.
I'm going over to Nisha's
Hey,
house. Nisha, she's always cooking.
Yeah, or Wendy says she cooks twice a day, 7 days a week. Like,
Oh, we're going to Wendy's. One of them. Nisha.
Wow.
Can I say something about Wonderful Wendy? Can I say something about Wonderful Wendy? So I actually have a live at 7:00. So I will be dropping off a little early because I have Wonderful Wendy on. She is like the best. And we're going to be talking about flipping from real estate to fashion. So I'm super excited. Just thought I would share that with you.
Is your live going to be on IG, on YouTube? Where's your live, baby?
Oh, it's going to be on YouTube. It's going to be on YouTube.
Okay.
Yep. Oh, yeah. Definitely. So please join. Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, right after we get off, she goes on. So I got kind of used to it. But I love Wendy, too. I mean, I think you guys should show up just – and if you hear her voice, if you hear her talk, it's just really soothing. It's just like – you just want to listen to her talk because it's just she's got this southern. Yes, it's just like it's nice. And so I told her she need to do some more lives. Come on now.
She does, Brittany. You're so right about that. She does. Like, she needs to do a whole bunch more.
Like I can't even do all that designing and all of that. And she makes things, and I don't have a desire to make anything but some money. No, I'm just saying. I don't want to make it. I just know. I don't know. I have like some pants right now that's in the closet that I said I was gonna like try the tie-dye thing on, but I haven't done it because I'm not a crafty kind of person. So I think I might just, I don't know, maybe do a giveaway or something.
I don't think so. I don't.
You know, I'm creative, Brittany, but I tell you, I agree with you. I just want to make money too. There was a show about 3 women that were making money. I forgot what it was called. It was on Netflix. When the rare times I do watch TV. Does anybody know what I'm talking about? There's a series of them that were making money. They were actually physically counterfeiting money. That's what it was. That's what they. And it was this one lady. She was very artsy, crafty type woman, and she was just making the money. It was crazy how she was doing it. It was insane. So funny. Does anybody know that show? Apparently not.
I've heard
on
of
Netflix,
it.
though.
The girl from Parenthood, the oldest daughter in Parenthood. If anyone watched Parenthood, no, nothing. Okay.
Yeah. And then the other lady, she's from Parks and Recreation. There's one that's from Parks and Recreation, and the one, like you said, from Parenthood. I think those are the women that are in it. But it's actually good girls. Thank you, Tia. She knew what I was talking about. Yeah.
I never watched it though. Is it good?
Yeah.
It is good.
Yeah.
It's funny. There's some parts I'm like, really? Did y'all really do that? Are you like that sometimes, Zach? Are you like on certain scenarios? You're like, are y'all really doing that right now?
Oh yeah.
That's how it was anyway when I was watching the show.
But yeah, it's a funny show.
And that's the
one that need to catch up. Yeah.
I act like I'm finna watch. No, I don't really watch a lot of TV, so
you
like
ain't got time. I don't either.
It'll be on in the background. If it's something that I can
Always
listen to, like Married at First Sight or something like that, like I can catch up, I can like hear what's going on and look at it here and there, I might do it. But other than that, or American Idol, I like that because I can just listen to it. And then every now and again, somebody's so captivating, you're just like, you're like, oh my God, really?
But you know what? But Brittany, I'm like you too. I pick shows that I can actually listen to because I'm constantly doing something. I'm constantly doing something in the store. So I like shows that I can just listen to.
Right.
Tina loves it.
I was gonna say hey to C. CC showed up. Ooh,
So what are y'all goals? What are y'all goals for next week?
Yeah, we can go ahead and
Elise
do
is your
that
best friend? Oh my gosh.
now. Regina says she's cooking right now. I need to go over her house regularly. She be cooking on her videos too. But
Regina,
anyway,
what are you cooking? What are you cooking, Regina? Tell us what you're cooking.
she might show like she does. Sometimes she'll show you on her videos. I be wanting it gets me inspired, makes me want to get in the kitchen. But
I gotta
With Lisa. No,
Oh, you inspired me
She was
today,
like, nope.
Brittany. I didn't tell you this, but you inspired me.
I'll show up. I like eating.
Did y'all
but-
see Brittany's short?
Sorry, Terry.
Okay.
No, you're fine. You're fine because we're talking about food. But I just want to mention, have y'all seen Brittany's shorts? I love them. Oh my gosh, you inspire me. I actually made a video today. I haven't posted it yet, Brittany, but you just inspired me. I just want to let you know that. I'm loving your shorts.
Oh, like
yeah,
YouTube.
they're not that long. Videos.
Oh, I was like, come on, Brittany,
Yeah,
stand
YouTube
up.
shorts. Yeah.
Brittany's
Yeah.
wearing pants. That's all I'm walking.
I'm tickled. Yeah.
What are y'all talking about?
Talking about really like the
Oh,
shorts.
y'all thought I was talking about physical shorts. Okay,
Yeah.
never mind.
I wanted to see them.
We're talking about on YouTube. If you
So
guys
now,
don't know
Brittany, we want to see your bottoms now, Brittany.
No.
Oh
Let
my
me
god.
stop. But no, yeah, but no,
Look
there's
at Victoria.
it's just like reels on IG, like basically, like 30 to you can do however long you want. I don't know how short it has to be.
Right.
I didn't ever look that part
Right.
up. I thought it would be at least 5 seconds.
I think so.
Up to 60 is what the video that I watched, because I watched the video on it before I did it. Well, the first time I didn't, but then I learned from it. Then I was like, "Oh, I might need to watch a video." I don't know if this really counts as a short or not. Like Victoria said, I was doing the same thing. But anyway, I want to.
Well, that's a good question. I don't know what they really said.
Oh, go ahead.
No, I was just gonna say that's a good point you brought up, Brittany. I don't really know how short they're considered a short, but I love videos that are 5 minutes or less for sure. That's all I was gonna say. Sorry about that.
Oh no, me too. I do like to try to get this. I'm pretty sure Sarah's trying to keep hers a little bit shorter too. I do try to tune in because she has, some really good content out there. She's putting out there on that $10,000 a month game. I'm trying to get like
Sarah
her.
got some really good content. She does. Sarah has great content for real.
Yes,
Thank you.
indeed. But okay, so we're gonna go ahead and wrap up because you gotta respect the entrepreneur's time. So we're just gonna go around, and since Terry's got to leave early, we'll let her go first with maybe just a small improvement you want to make for this week.
Well, my goal is I shared this on Clubhouse, but I'm going to go ahead and share it now. I'm going to do my first Instagram story sale. I've done a live sales, but I haven't done an Instagram story sale. I've been getting kind of motivated by seeing some people do it. So I'm going to do that. I'll make sure to have that done by Friday. And then real quick, I did just want to say this. Brittany brought up a good point earlier. There will be a Clubhouse. Basically, it's okay to not be okay. It's actually going to be in Tanya Kara's club. Keep y'all posted on that. And then, Brittany, I agree with you. We'll start doing that again going forward weekly. I do like that. And that was pretty much all I wanted to say. I appreciate everybody. I've got to roll out, but I love this room for sure. Thanks, everyone.
Thank you, Terry.
Bye.
Bye, everybody.
Bye. So we'll go ahead and go with Zach next.
My goal this week is I'm going to tackle this death pile here. There it is. That death pile. That's my goal this week. I got probably 50 to 60 items over there I need to tackle. So that's my goal.
Are they all like different? Like what kind of stuff do you mainly sell?
You know, gosh, I am all over the place. Like I've sold some crazy stuff over the years. Like it's just so weird that what people buy on eBay. And so whenever I'm at the thrift store, I look up everything and anything that I can make some profit on, I'll pick it up. So from some clothes to shoes to electronics to games to golf clubs, it don't matter. Like goggles, sunglasses, I buy it all. If I can make some money, I'll flip it.
That's exciting. So, do you talk a little bit about that on your YouTube too?
Yeah.
Like
So
what-
my YouTube is a little bit of everything. I talk about my real estate, my rental property and stuff, and how I quit my full-time job, and I need to post more on YouTube. I think I have like 6 or 7 videos on there, but I need to tackle it more because yeah, I really want to get into YouTube more.
I think you'll do well. I think you'll do well because I did look at one when you first started. I remember that I was like, oh, he finally started a YouTube channel. That's cool,
Yeah.
So yeah, I kind of peeked in and looked at one of them then, and I think you have a good camera presence. You do well, and so I will try to drop his link again before we get out of here, and that way you guys can go check him out. And also, I did want to note that he will be on Motivational Mondays, not tomorrow. I think I'm doing Matt Why So Thrifty store tomorrow. If you know him from Instagram, he's awesome. He's funny. But I'll be doing him tomorrow. But then I'll have Zach on. I think it's on what did we pick? Like the 20. I think it's like the last Monday in April. So he'll be on the show. But that way you'll have an opportunity also to get to know him a little bit better because he's amazing. So Rhonda says, please hit the thumbs up. She's also amazing. To catch her show on Wednesday, Brunch with Diva. I love Brunch with Diva on IG. She doesn't have it on YouTube right now, but she's working on a little something. She's got the Hump Day Hangouts that she does on Wednesdays. It's like every other Wednesday. I think there is actually one coming up this Wednesday. If it's this Wednesday, Rhonda, you can put it in the chat. Just so Zach. Oh, thank you, Victoria. Victoria's so sweet.
Thank you.
You guys should all sub to Zach. I mean, it's everybody up here. As a matter of fact, we all have YouTube channels. Now, think about it. We'll all be worthwhile and add something different to your life. So let's go with Jules. Jules?
I envy Zach's pile. So I'm just saying. I am with Victoria. I actually have an entire room that's kind of become the catch-all of my excess inventory, of my boxes, of things that I've listed. So my goal is to, between tomorrow and Wednesday, which are my 2 days off the rest of this week, to get in there and tackle it to where I can see my floor again. Because, and I'm very realistic when I get in this mindset, and I'm like, I'm never going to list it. I know I thrifted it for 49 cents or whatever, but it'll go. I have a woman that I donate things to, and she sends things back to her family in Ecuador, and it's going. She already got 2 boxes full of stuff for her. So that's the goal this week, is be realistic and see that floor again.
Okay.
That's awesome.
Sarah, did I get yours?
No.
All improvement.
Yeah. My goal, I am trying to find more balance. So I do have, this is all my unlisted stuff. It's probably like 500 items, but I intentionally do that because I like to be ahead. When the pandemic hit, I didn't have inventory ahead. I always I wouldn't shop until I had things listed, and then the pandemic hit and I went 2 months without anything to list. So I intentionally try and be a month ahead now, but I am consistently listing 11 items a day, every single day. Like that's just part of my habits now. But I'm trying to get ahead of it on YouTube, get ahead and get some processes in place for reselling as well, because my kids are going to be home this summer, and I want to be able to spend time with them and hopefully do things not in a pandemic. At least a little bit more than last year that we were able to do, and really spend time. My son turned 4 this year, and every birthday it hits you, like they get big. It's my youngest, and he turned 4. So I'm trying to find a little bit more balance, strictly work when he's at school. And then it's spring now. And so we're doing gardening, and we are trying to do some house projects. And so I'll be trying to work on that and not just work all the time is my goal, but still make money.
Right.
Find that balance.
And if you want to get some more help with that, you need to subscribe because she'll tell you how to work 15, 16 hours and get that 10,000 a month. No, I'm just kidding. I'm like, that sounds like a plan though. Because I mean, I have to work my tail off to get to that point. Like I have to work day and night and I can't right now. So I'm like, you know what I mean? Like unless I can get somebody to help me with the listing, which is what I'm working on right now, then I think I can get to that point. But I cannot do it by myself because I wouldn't have time to do anything else. No Instagram, no nothing. Like I could do it all, but then I wouldn't have time for it. It's no balance. It's like you said, I really wouldn't have a balance like alone. So I do firmly believe in if you want to scale up or do more, then you have to get help somehow. Even if it's a virtual assistant or even if it's a person, somebody has to help you do something. You can't do everything forever by yourself. You know what I mean? So
I saw your picture. Your mom comes over and helps.
Yes, so I got her for right now, and then I haven't picked a permanent VA, but I'm working on that right now, just having them do little things and trying to see how they do with that, and then I'm gonna pick one to just go with regularly, and hopefully it just works out, and then I'll have her and whoever the VA is and my mom. So that way, when my mom kind of can't do as much, then I already have somebody as backup. Like, so I'm trying to get it to where it's consistent, where I always have listings going up every single day, no matter what. So that's the whole, that's the whole point. You're probably right?
Yeah, I learned that lesson in like the past 3 months. I had one VA. She does the listings. I do the photos and shipping and everything else. But I send them photos. And I had one VA and something came up and she's like, I can't do this many hours anymore. I'm going to have to stop. I can give you another week. And I was like, what? I don't even know how to live on my own anymore. And so now I have 2 VAs. And they split the time. So then if something does happen, it's not like panic mode and working. I was working way more hours than I usually do because I was having to find someone and train them quickly so that I could maintain my daily averages. Yeah. So I think it's smart. Yeah.
Okay, So I'm not crazy because I mean, life happens to everybody. And so if something does happen, then at least you have somebody else that you can go to. It's kind of like when I used to have a daycare, I used to have like 3 or 4 backup people for the afternoon because I can't not go route. Like I used to do the route in the afternoon. So I could not go on the route and pick up the kids from school. They're going to be stranded. So I had to have 2 or 3 different people that I could call just in case somebody was sick or something like that. So I would be able to do it. But I wanted to say, Nisha, definitely subscribe. I know she's just got, I think, 1 video right now, but she's got some good stuff coming up the pike with Amazon and everything. She's awesome. She's very positive. I just love everything she has to say. Sarcastic Storage Stacker, also somebody that has a great YouTube channel. I checked out some of his lives and stuff. He just has a good attitude and is just a great guy. I know It's Bossy. She's also got her thing going on as well on YouTube. So you should definitely check her out. Man, if she's not a wealth of knowledge and people don't know it, like, she has so much to say, but people don't even, she's like underground, you know what I mean? Like, but definitely check her out for sure. And Aaron, also Spoiled PDX, says, once school finishes, I'm hiring my son as a VA. Yeah, until they get tired of what they're doing. I mean, that's what happened with my daughter. She really didn't like what she was doing, and I don't really want to necessarily make her do something that she doesn't like doing. But at the same time, if they understand, that's how it works a little bit. Like when you first start out, you don't really do what you want to do. You do what you got to do so that you can do what you want to do, if that makes sense. Like when you first start out in the world of working. So I think that's good for her. And I was like, well, if you want some extra money, you may not like it, but like this is what it is. You know what I mean? You may not love it. I don't think it's that so much that she didn't like the job. She just doesn't necessarily love it. But anyway, Jules says she subbed to Zach and Nisha. So thank you, Jules. That's pretty much all we have. I wanted to say my small improvement for next week is just to continue on with YouTube, because YouTube building is so much different than IG all day long. Like, so I want to make sure I do it all the way. When I put a video up, I do the tags, I do the research. Like before I ever put the video up, I already have the title. I already have all, I want everything together, and more organized, just plan it out a little bit more, and it doesn't take that much longer to do that. As a matter of fact, it's almost, to me, easier if you plan it on the front end, and then when you put the video out, all you're doing is editing it, and everything else is already done. You know, like you already wrote what was going to go in there, whatever you put in there, your jargon, whatever links, it's already done. So I think I'm going to start doing it that way because it just works better. So that's for me and YouTube and good advice, and just looking up. I'm trying to do also like maybe 1 or 2 videos on it because it's something that you're doing. So in order to improve, why don't you do something in the meantime as well? Me personally, not talking to y'all, but like if you want to know more about it, you're new to it, you know, when you research it a little bit, like, isn't it worth 30 minutes or an hour video here and there throughout the week to see, you know, what else you can do to make it better? And that's pretty much all I have. Unless any of you loves, I mean, I guess you can tell everybody, I can go around and you can tell everybody where they can find you. But I actually, your links are already like they're in the chat. You know what I mean? Like, but I guess for people that might watch this later, we could do it. Because I know for me, I'm here at Brittany All Bossed Up on YouTube, Brittany All Bossed Up on IG. And I have Hello Sundays that I do at 5 p.m. Eastern Standard Time every Sunday. 5 p.m. Central Standard Time, 6 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. These times, oh my God. And then Monday at 8 p.m., I actually have my live tomorrow with Matt at 8 p.m. on Motivational Mondays. However, it's not going to continue to be 8 p.m. because I'm starting to get up early, and now I'm starting to get sleepy earlier. So I'm going to start doing it at 6 p.m. I'm starting to be a grandma. By the time 8 p.m., I'm like, I'm trying to motivate, but I'm tired. So I'm motivated. You know, like I'm getting tired. I just want to be a guest that's watching somebody else's live. You know? So I decided to change it to 6 p.m. So when Zach comes on, I think that's when it starts, the 6 p.m., the new time. I was telling him about that. So that way I can get some rest, you know, and be energized so I can help you be motivated. So Jules, you can catch her on YouTube. You can catch her also on, I know you're on TikTok. Is it still Jules on TikTok too?
No, it's, I think it's Lisa Jules 13 or Lisa J 13. But the most important is Instagram, Jules 1632, and on YouTube, Jules. Please subscribe. Would appreciate it very much. So we're just starting out.
It's worth the subscribe. I think you said, who is it, your son that edits your videos? He does such a good job. It's entertaining. I love it.
He knows my personality, so he knows when to put and I'm just like, I love you. I watch them after he's done, and I literally sit there cracking up. I love it.
Yes. Okay, so Zach, where can we find you?
I'm on TikTok, Instagram, and YouTube, and my username is Yutan Botengone.
All right. So that's all we have, folks. We're going to go ahead and get out of here. Thank you so much for tuning in, and we'll see you back on Sunday.
Thank you.
I want to thank all of my guests too. Yes, Zach and Sarah, thank you so much for joining me.